Gentlemen, today we're diving into a topic that might make some of you uneasy, but is crucial to understand when it comes to navigating the dating world. Women are complex creatures, and while their signals can be subtle, there are certain signs you can look for that reveal her true intentions. When it comes to understanding the dynamics of attraction, one of the most powerful tools at your disposal is a woman's body language. It's often said that actions speak louder than words, and when it comes to women, their body language is an incredibly telling sign of how they feel about you. If a woman is interested in you, she will likely give off a variety of non-verbal signals that tell you exactly what's on her mind. But what exactly should you be looking for? One of the clearest indicators that a woman wants to sleep with you is how she positions herself around you, the way she uses eye contact, and how she moves in your presence. If she's consistently facing you, it's a subtle but clear sign that she is fully engaged in your conversation and interested in what you have to say. This means she's directing her energy towards you, focusing on you rather than letting her attention wander to others in the room. She's showing you that, in that moment, you have her undivided attention. If she's making frequent eye contact, this is another strong signal. Eye contact is deeply intimate, and when a woman locks eyes with you, especially for longer than usual, she's either deeply interested or testing your level of attraction. If the eye contact is accompanied by a smile, a flirtatious glance, or even a playful squint, you can be sure she's trying to communicate something more than just polite interest. Another thing to notice is how she holds her body. Women instinctively know that their body is a powerful tool for attraction, and they often use it to communicate their intentions. If a woman is standing or sitting with her body slightly angled toward you, it's a sign she's open to further connection. If she uncrosses her arms and legs, leans in toward you when you speak, or subtly tilts her head to one side as if she's hanging on to your every word, these are all signs that she's not only paying attention, but is also comfortable and interested in getting closer. When a woman is interested in you, her movements can become more deliberate. She may be more aware of how she carries herself, adjusting her posture or subtly accentuating her curves to make herself more appealing to you. This is not just about how she looks, it's about how she's positioning herself in your presence to signal her availability and openness to something more intimate. If she places her hand near her face, plays with her hair, or even lightly touches her lips or neck, she's making herself more attractive, possibly without even realizing it. Sometimes she might use touch to draw you in. Women are intuitive about how their touch can communicate desire, and often these touches are very subtle but intentional. For example, she may lightly touch your arm while laughing at something you said, or rest her hand on your knee if you're sitting next to each other. These small physical cues are her way of testing the waters, seeing how you react to her closeness, and letting you know she's comfortable enough to initiate physical contact. In addition to these subtle movements, pay attention to how her posture reflects her comfort level around you. If a woman is constantly facing you directly, making eye contact, and using open body language, it's a strong sign that she wants to be in your presence. She's not closing herself off with crossed arms or avoiding any type of physical closeness. Instead, she's likely trying to signal that she's comfortable around you and would be open to the idea of taking things further. This is something that can happen slowly over time, or it can be something that happens quickly when the chemistry is undeniable. In the end, body language doesn't lie. If you find that she's constantly using these subtle, intimate cues around you, turning her body toward you, maintaining steady eye contact, or offering physical touch. It's a clear indication that she's interested. Women don't use these signals unless they are trying to communicate something important. The more she engages in these behaviors, the more likely it is that she's attracted to you and might be interested in taking things to a more intimate level. And while these cues are not always a direct invitation, they serve as a strong foundation for you to understand her feelings and intentions. Understanding body language requires paying attention to the little things that most people overlook. The way a woman moves around you, how she positions herself, and how she uses her eyes and touch all contribute to a larger picture of her desires. Physical contact is one of the most powerful ways a woman communicates her attraction, and it's often one of the clearest signs that she's interested in something more intimate. Women are generally more cautious about physical touch than men are, so when she initiates it, it's not a random act, it's intentional. The first thing to notice is the frequency and context of the contact. If a woman is regularly touching you in a playful, nonchalant way, it's often a sign that she's comfortable with you and is trying to build a physical connection. These touches may begin subtly, like a light tap on the arm when she's laughing at something you said, or a touch on the shoulder as you pass by her. These small gestures seem innocent, but they're not without purpose. They are her way of testing the waters, seeing how you respond, and making herself available for more. But as the interaction progresses, the nature of the touches can become more intimate. A touch on the forearm or back can signal that she's trying to increase physical closeness, testing how comfortable you are with her proximity. If she starts to touch your hand or places her palm on your knee, this is a clear indication that she's comfortable and confident enough to push the boundaries of physical intimacy. These gestures are not random. They're calculated moves to assess your reaction and gauge your interest in escalating the interaction. In some cases, she may find ways to create opportunities for touch in more casual settings. She might place herself next to you in a group, making it easier for her to brush against you or find a reason to lightly tap your arm or shoulder. The more frequently these touches occur, the more likely it is that she's testing the waters for something deeper. It's important to note that a woman won't initiate this level of physical contact unless she feels safe and open to it. When she does, it's a sign of trust. Trust that you're someone she feels comfortable with, someone she's starting to see in a more intimate light. Women also use touch to communicate emotions that words can't capture. A gentle hand on your back as she laughs, or a playful brush of your fingers, can be her way of showing affection, comfort, and even flirtation. It's as if she's letting you know she wants to be close to you, that she's open to being more physically intimate, but is allowing you to set the pace. If you don't reciprocate or seem uncomfortable with the touch, she may back off, but if you respond positively, she'll likely take it as a green light to get closer. Another important factor is how touch is used to communicate interest. When a woman touches you in a flirtatious way, it's not always about physical attraction alone. It's about creating an emotional connection that she feels is necessary before taking things further. She may not directly express this to you, but through touch, she's laying the groundwork for a deeper emotional bond. If she touches your chest or lightly runs her hand down your arm, she may be subtly conveying that she's interested in seeing where the connection goes. Her body is speaking louder than her words, and she's leaving clues for you to decipher. The way she touches you can also indicate how comfortable she feels with your energy. Women are highly sensitive to their environment, and they often read body language and energy more acutely than men. If a woman is actively touching you, especially in more private or intimate settings, it shows that she's comfortable with your presence and the energy you're bringing to the interaction. It's a sign that she feels safe around you, that she sees something in you that encourages closeness. Sometimes the touch can go beyond the casual gestures. If a woman starts finding reasons to be physically close to you, like sitting next to you when there's plenty of space elsewhere, or putting her hand on your lower back as you walk, she's deliberately inviting physical closeness. These actions are often accompanied by moments of intense eye contact, a slight tilt of the head, or a playful smile, all of which are signs that she's becoming more emotionally and physically invested in the interaction. When this kind of physical contact becomes a regular part of your interactions, it's clear that she's testing how much intimacy you're willing to share. It's also important to consider the context in which this touch occurs. If she's finding reasons to make physical contact during moments of vulnerability or intimacy, like during a conversation about personal experiences or while sharing something emotionally charged, it adds another layer to her actions. The touch in these moments serves to build emotional intimacy. She's not just touching you out of playfulness. She's creating an emotional bond through physical closeness. This kind of touch is reserved for moments when she feels open and connected to you, indicating that she wants to foster a deeper, more intimate connection. Women understand the power of touch and use it strategically. When she initiates physical contact, it's rarely a random or casual act. Instead, it's a carefully considered step toward establishing closeness, testing your interest, and showing that she's open to exploring something more intimate. Whether it's a light touch on the arm or a more intimate gesture, like placing her hand on your knee, physical contact is one of the clearest indicators that a woman may be interested in taking things further. The more frequently she initiates touch, the more likely it is that she wants to explore a deeper, more intimate connection with you. Compliments are often seen as a way to show appreciation or admiration, but when a woman repeatedly compliments you in specific ways, it's a clear indication that she's not just being polite, she's trying to build attraction and make you feel more confident. One of the first things to notice is when her compliments go beyond the surface level. Of course, she might tell you that you look good or that your outfit is nice, but if her compliments start to focus on your confidence, your energy, or your demeanor, you should pay closer attention. A woman doesn't usually give compliments about a man's inner qualities unless she's truly drawn to him. For instance, if she's constantly telling you how much she admires your strength, your self-assurance, or your grounded nature, it's more than just flattery. It's a sign she's deeply impressed by who you are on a more emotional and personal level. These kinds of compliments, particularly when she emphasizes your inner qualities, reflect a deeper level of attraction that goes beyond physical appearance. She's recognizing something in you that she finds magnetic, something that resonates with her on a more intimate level. When a woman constantly praises your confidence, how you carry yourself, or the way you make her feel, it's often because she sees you as someone who has control over his life, who knows what he wants, and who embodies the qualities of a strong, capable man. This kind of validation is significant to her because it's a way for her to express that she finds you desirable not just for your looks, but for the way you present yourself and the energy you exude. Additionally, compliments that focus on the way you make her feel are another strong sign of attraction. If she tells you that you make her feel special, comfortable, or safe, these aren't just throwaway remarks. They reflect an emotional connection she's beginning to feel. Women often use compliments like this to reinforce the bond they're trying to establish with a man, and in doing so, they're subtly telling him that they appreciate his presence in their life. Complimenting how you make her feel also indicates that she's starting to associate positive emotions with being around you, something that can eventually lead to deeper feelings of attachment and desire. When a woman compliments your personality traits, it often goes hand in hand with how she's viewing you as a potential partner. These compliments typically reveal what she values in a man and what she's looking for in a relationship. For example, if she repeatedly tells you that you're a great listener, that you're compassionate, or that you're the type of person she can rely on, she's likely indicating that these are the qualities she's seeking in a partner. When she compliments your personality in this way, it shows she's evaluating you not just as someone she enjoys spending time with, but as someone she could potentially envision herself in a deeper, more intimate relationship with. These compliments are not just random. They show that she sees something in you that aligns with her own values and desires for a partner. Beyond personality traits, a woman may also compliment your achievements or the way you handle certain situations. If she admires how you've dealt with challenges in your life, or how you've achieved your goals, this is another sign of her attraction to your character. These compliments highlight the respect she has for the way you approach life. They're not just about making you feel good in the moment. They're about showing admiration for the qualities that she feels are valuable in a long-term partner. She's acknowledging that you have qualities that make you stand out, not just physically, but in terms of your mindset, work ethic, and approach to life. The tone and frequency of these compliments are also important to note. A woman who is interested in you will find ways to slip these compliments into conversations naturally. She might compliment your looks once or twice, but the more consistent the compliments are, especially those focusing on your inner qualities, the more likely it is that she's testing how much you value these attributes and is gauging your own interest in her. Compliments are often a way for her to connect emotionally and gauge how much you're willing to open up and reciprocate. If she notices that you respond positively to her compliments, or that you begin to compliment her in return, this can create a feedback loop of mutual admiration that deepens the emotional connection between you both. In some cases, the compliments may seem like they're almost too specific. If she's mentioning details about your character that you didn't think anyone else would notice, this is a sign that she's paying close attention to you and is starting to see you for who you truly are. These types of compliments go beyond the superficial and show that she's invested in understanding the nuances of your personality. This level of attentiveness is not something a woman typically exhibits unless she's deeply interested in someone on a personal and emotional level. Additionally, the way she delivers these compliments can also tell you a lot about her level of attraction. If she gives you compliments with a certain level of intensity or emotion, it's a sign that she's not just saying these things out of politeness, but because she truly feels them. The way she looks at you while she's complimenting you can also give you clues about how she's feeling. If her eyes linger on yours, or if there's a softness to her gaze, she's communicating that she finds you not only physically attractive, but emotionally intriguing as well. Ultimately, the compliments she gives you are more than just words. They're subtle signals that show her growing interest and attraction toward you. If you're noticing that she's regularly complimenting your confidence, your character, and the way you make her feel, she's likely beginning to view you as someone she's drawn to, not just for your looks, but for your emotional and personal qualities as well. These compliments serve as both an acknowledgement of your appeal and a way for her to build a deeper connection with you. One of the most significant signs that a woman is interested in you is when she actively seeks to spend time alone with you. While group settings can be fun and lighthearted, when a woman begins to make an effort to get you alone, it's a clear indication that she wants to connect with you on a deeper level, away from the distractions of other people. The context in which this desire to be alone with you arises can tell you a lot about how she feels about you and what she's looking for in your relationship. Women rarely initiate this kind of one time unless they are interested in something more than just a casual interaction. She might suggest a more intimate setting, like grabbing coffee, going for a walk, or simply meeting at a quieter venue where the two of you can have a meaningful conversation. These moments alone allow for deeper emotional connection, and they offer her the opportunity to let down her guard and show a more vulnerable side of herself. The desire for alone time doesn't always have to be explicitly stated. Sometimes she will make small gestures to maneuver the situation in a way that allows for more privacy. She might steer the conversation toward a more personal subject, giving you an opening to discuss something meaningful. Or she might suggest activities that naturally lend themselves to one-on-one interaction, such as watching a movie at her place or taking a walk in the park. If she's constantly finding reasons to spend time together without the presence of others, it's an unmistakable sign that she's not just interested in casual interaction. She wants to foster a deeper connection and explore what could develop between the two of you. This desire to be alone with you also reflects a certain level of comfort and trust. Women are selective about who they spend private moments with, and if she's eager to spend time alone with you, it indicates that she feels comfortable around you and trusts you to respect her boundaries. A woman is unlikely to ask for alone time unless she feels safe and confident in your presence. If she's making an effort to create private moments, it means she values your company and wants to see if the connection can grow into something more meaningful. In some cases, the desire for alone time can be more subtle. She might invite you to join her for activities that are usually done solo, such as going for a quiet dinner, doing an activity like painting or cooking, or even working together on a project. These types of invitations are ways of saying, "I want to spend quality time with you and get to know you better in a more personal setting." She's likely trying to build a connection with you that goes beyond surface-level interactions, using these private moments to see if there's potential for deeper intimacy and bonding. Additionally, when a woman expresses a desire to spend alone time with you, it's often an indication that she's ready to open up in ways she might not feel comfortable doing in a group. These one moments are where emotional intimacy often begins to flourish. She may feel more inclined to share personal stories, thoughts, and feelings when it's just the two of you, allowing the connection to evolve and grow naturally. If she's willing to open up about her past, her values, or even her hopes for the future, it shows that she's comfortable enough to reveal more of herself, which is a big step in any relationship. Sometimes a woman will create these one-on-one moments as a way to gauge your level of interest in her. If she's suggesting more private settings for the two of you, it could be her way of testing whether you're open to taking the relationship beyond the casual phase. She might be looking for clues in how you respond to these invitations. If you show genuine enthusiasm and are willing to make time for her, it lets her know that you're interested in her beyond just a passing attraction. On the other hand, if you brush off her invitations or seem hesitant, she might interpret that as a lack of interest, and she could pull back. Another important aspect of her wanting to spend alone time with you is that it often signals that she enjoys your company and feels a strong emotional connection. Women don't usually initiate these one-on-one interactions unless they genuinely feel that something special could develop between the two of you. It's not just about physical attraction. It's about emotional and intellectual chemistry. If she values your conversations, finds your perspectives intriguing, or enjoys the way you make her feel, she will naturally want to spend more time with you in a private setting to foster that bond. It's also worth noting that these private moments often reveal how much she values your attention. Women appreciate when a man makes an effort to prioritize spending time with them and isn't distracted by other things or people. When she sees that you are fully engaged in the time you spend together, it reinforces her sense of importance in your life. By seeking out alone time, she's demonstrating that she wants to feel seen, heard, and valued. She wants to know that the connection you're building is meaningful and that you're both on the same page about where it's headed. When a woman repeatedly expresses interest in spending time alone with you, it's a sign that she's not just interested in casual interaction, but is looking to build something more substantial. These moments of solitude allow her to gauge your compatibility on a deeper level and test whether the emotional connection she feels is something you share. It's not just about enjoying each other's company. It's about seeing whether that enjoyment can be translated into something more intimate and long-lasting. When a woman starts to give you more attention than usual, especially when it seems to be more personal, it's an important sign that she's interested in you on a deeper level. Often, this type of attention isn't just about politeness. It's about creating a connection, showing you that she values you and wants to build rapport. One of the ways she might show this attention is by frequently reaching out to you, whether it's through text messages, phone calls, or finding reasons to interact in person. If she's making an effort to contact you often, it's a sign that you're on her mind and that she's actively seeking to establish a relationship. This goes beyond surface-level interaction. She might ask you how your day went, inquire about your hobbies, or show interest in your personal life, all of which are indicators that she wants to know you beyond just the casual surface-level conversation. The type of attention a woman gives you can also be seen in how she listens when you speak. If she listens intently, remembers small details from previous conversations, and brings them up later, it's a clear sign that she's invested in your connection. Women often use this type of attention to show that they care about the things you say, and that they are making an effort to connect on a deeper emotional level. This level of attentiveness is a form of intimacy in itself. It's an unspoken way of saying, I'm paying attention because I'm interested in what you have to say and in who you are as a person. This is more than just curiosity. It's a form of emotional investment that indicates she's trying to build a stronger bond with you. Another way a woman shows more attention is through her actions. If she starts going out of her way to help you or make things easier for you, this is an indication that she values you beyond just the basic level of acquaintance. For example, she might offer to help you with a project, bring you something you've mentioned wanting, or just make sure you're comfortable or taken care of. These actions are often subtle but meaningful ways that she's showing you that she's thinking about you and wants to be involved in your life in a more tangible way. By offering her time, resources, or energy in ways that benefit you, she's demonstrating that she sees potential in the connection and wants to see where it can lead. In social settings, a woman who gives you more attention will likely make sure that you're included, that you're comfortable, and that she's attentive to your needs. Whether it's making sure you have a drink, pulling you aside for a private conversation, or simply seeking out your company during a group gathering. This type of attention reflects her desire to be close to you. Women who are genuinely interested in someone don't typically ignore them or leave them out of the conversation. Instead, they make an effort to involve you, engage with you, and ensure that you feel noticed and valued. This behavior is indicative of a desire to establish a stronger emotional and personal connection, and it shows that she wants to prioritize you in social situations. Another way a woman might give you more attention is through the physical space she allows you. Pay attention to how she positions herself around you in social settings. If she consistently places herself near you or finds ways to engage you physically, whether it's through touch, standing close, or even leaning in when you speak, it's a sign that she's comfortable around you and is looking to increase that sense of closeness. Her body language becomes a clear communicator of her interest. The more she finds ways to subtly interact with you through her physical presence, the more likely it is that she's becoming emotionally attached and wants to build something more intimate. When a woman gives you more attention, she's also testing the waters to see how you respond. If you reciprocate, if you give her your time, attention, and affection in return, it reinforces the connection. She's evaluating whether your energy matches hers and whether you're equally invested in deepening the bond. If she continuously seeks your attention and you consistently engage with her, it builds the foundation for further connection. She's looking for reassurance that you're as interested in her as she is in you and her actions. Whether it's the attention she gives or the subtle cues she sends, are all part of her testing and building that emotional connection. Ultimately, when a woman gives you more attention, it's a sign that she's not just content with a casual or surface-level relationship. She wants to explore a deeper connection with you. She's signaling that she values your company, that she's thinking about you even when you're not around, and that she's invested in creating something meaningful between the two of you. This attention is not just about filling time or passing the hours. It's about building a foundation for a relationship, showing you that she's actively interested in exploring the emotional, intellectual, and physical connection that could develop further. The more attention she gives, the more likely it is that she's looking for something serious, something that could evolve into a deeper bond. When a woman starts to mirror your behavior and match your energy, it's a powerful sign that she's not only attracted to you, but is also interested in building a deeper connection. Mirroring is a subtle psychological phenomenon where one person unconsciously mimics the gestures, speech patterns, or body language of another. It's often a sign of rapport and a way for people to establish a sense of comfort and understanding with each other. If a woman is mirroring your movements, posture, tone of voice, or even the way you speak, it's a clear indication that she feels a strong connection with you and is trying to bond on a deeper, more intuitive level. She is likely subconsciously picking up on your energy and matching it in an effort to create harmony between the two of you. This mirroring behavior is not just about copying your physical gestures. it extends to the way she communicates with you as well. For example, if you speak with a certain level of enthusiasm or passion about a topic, and she matches that level of excitement in her responses, it suggests that she is emotionally engaged and invested in the conversation. If you tend to use specific phrases or words, and she begins using them as well, it shows that she is aligning herself with your communication style, which is a sign of emotional attunement. She is making an effort to create a sense of mutual understanding and closeness by synchronizing herself with you, which is something that happens when there's genuine interest and attraction. In addition to mimicking your physical movements or speech patterns, you might notice that her emotional reactions begin to reflect your own. If you're excited about something and she shares in that excitement, or if you express concern and she shows empathy in return, it signals that she's emotionally mirroring your energy. This type of emotional alignment is often a precursor to deeper emotional intimacy. It shows that she's not only paying attention to you, but she's also emotionally resonating with your feelings, which can be a powerful indicator that she wants to form a stronger bond with you. Mirroring is also a way for a woman to create a sense of connection and safety. When someone mirrors you, it helps establish a sense of familiarity and comfort because it shows that the other person is in tune with your actions and emotions. If a woman is mirroring you, it suggests that she feels comfortable around you and trusts you enough to lower her guard. It's a subconscious way of saying, "I'm on your wavelength, and I want to make you feel comfortable." She's signaling that she enjoys your presence and wants to foster a positive, relaxed environment between you both. This can often lead to a greater sense of emotional vulnerability and openness, as both of you feel more connected and in sync. At the same time, mirroring can also be a subtle form of flirting. If you notice that she starts to adopt your mannerisms or movements more often in your interactions, it could be her way of expressing that she's attracted to you. This behavior is not something that people do randomly. It's a natural response when we feel a strong connection or attraction to someone. Women often use mirroring as a way to subtly communicate their interest without being overt. It's a nonverbal way of saying, "I'm comfortable with you and I like what we have." She might mirror your posture, smile at you in the same way, or even laugh at the same jokes in a way that feels very in sync. These mirrored actions can be a powerful sign that she's emotionally invested in you and is actively working to deepen the connection between the two of you. Another aspect of mirroring that indicates attraction is when she begins to engage in playful, light-hearted teasing or subtle challenges that reflect your own sense of humor or personality. If you tease her in a fun way and she responds with playful banter in return, it's often a sign that she's enjoying your company and is trying to match your energy. This form of communication builds a sense of rapport and also signals that she's comfortable being herself around you. She's using mirroring to keep the interaction light and fun, while also showing that she's engaged and interested in continuing the exchange. One of the more nuanced aspects of mirroring is when a woman starts to reflect your energy or mood in a way that deepens the emotional connection. For example, if you express frustration or disappointment, and she responds with a supportive and empathetic tone, it shows that she's not only attuned to your emotional state, but is also actively participating in the emotional dynamic. This deeper level of mirroring indicates that she's trying to create a stronger emotional bond by aligning herself with your emotional world. She's letting you know that she's emotionally available and ready to engage with you on a deeper level, whether the situation calls for support, comfort, or shared excitement. Mirroring can also extend to the way a woman responds to your body language. If you stand in a certain way, lean toward her, or gesture with your hands when you talk, and she starts doing the same, it's a clear sign that she's subconsciously trying to match your energy. This type of nonverbal synchronization is an unconscious attempt to create a sense of closeness and connection. It reflects that she feels comfortable around you and is eager to establish a bond. The more she mirrors you in these subtle ways, the more likely it is that she is forming a genuine attraction and connection. In relationships, mirroring is also a sign of emotional compatibility. When two people mirror each other, it's a sign that they are becoming more aligned, not only in their physical gestures, but also in their emotional experiences and attitudes. If a woman starts mirroring your behavior in this way, it's a positive sign that she's becoming more emotionally aligned with you and is interested in seeing how that connection could develop into something deeper and more intimate. By syncing her energy with yours, she's signaling her desire to build a stronger, more intimate relationship based on shared emotional resonance and mutual understanding. In conclusion, when a woman exhibits these signs, it's clear that she's not just looking for casual interaction. She's interested in forming a deeper connection, whether it's emotional, intellectual, or physical. The subtle cues she provides, through body language, conversation, and attention, serve as indicators of her interest and attraction. If you notice that she's making an effort to spend time alone with you, giving you more attention or mirroring your behavior, these are all signs that she values the connection and is open to seeing where it could lead. By being aware of these signals and responding with the same level of engagement and respect, you create the space for a meaningful relationship to grow, one that is based on mutual attraction and emotional understanding.